Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. AMC stock is down about 1.67% today, trading at $6.79 per share. We're going to get into your option activity, all of your Ortex data, your Stonko tracker data, as well as why AMC is down today. According to Barron's, it's because of Disney. We have a lot to get into. The work is cut out for us here in this video. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comment section, and let's go ahead and not waste your time, and let's go ahead and get into it. So AMC stock falls after Disney's box office flop. Shares are on track for their worst year ever. Part of the reason for that performance, Wish, the latest film from Walt Disney, fell short of expectations and landed third in the 3-day box office rankings, according to Comstar, behind The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and Napoleon, respectively. Overall, however, the movie theater industry looks brighter than it did a year ago. During the 5-day holiday weekend, which ran Wednesday through Sunday, domestic box office sales totaled an estimated $172 million, according to Comscore. Stronger than the $122.8 million recorded last year, but far from the record $315.6 million notched in 2018. So I think people are just quick to put a reason to AMC's decline. I don't think it has anything to do with this Disney film flopping. Not in the slightest bit. This was the best Thanksgiving week box office we have seen since 2019. Like, the recovery, if you will, is continuing to recover even this year as well. Just better and better numbers. Now, why is AMC actually down? Well, I do think there's more and more pressure on the stock as we get closer to the new SEC rule on short selling coming into effect. I personally think, if you guys seen the last video I put out, the short interest could be 500 and 900% based on some of the option activity that we've seen recently. This rule going into effect and connecting the dots here. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial planner. I don't have a crystal ball. I cannot say these things with certainty. It's not a certainty that the short interest is 500 to 900%. That's my opinion, and I will stand on that. My opinion shouldn't be your opinion. You should come to your own conclusions and your own opinions. But from my perspective, I see there is no way, from my view anyways, that the short interest has went from 30-odd%, the stock has dropped 98%, and now the short interest is 9%. Doesn't make any sense to me. I just can't understand that, logically speaking, right? Even with the dilution, still, I don't think the short interest would be this low, because I don't think shorts have actually covered anything. I think they've made it look like they have covered. There's a lot of phantom shares out there. There's a lot of shares that are sold short that really just don't even exist. I think they've used the option activity to hide that. And I think this rule change going into effect is putting a lot of pressure on them to hide more of their short positions and maybe even take on some new positions, but hide them at the same time. So some of this intraday volatility, some of the intraday drops that we are seeing could be exactly that. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Now, AMC right now, let's go ahead and take a look at the Ortex data. Again, I'm not endorsing these numbers because I say them in a video. I don't think they are accurate. I just read them because that's the data that we have. In case anyone, wants to know the real numbers and you think the real numbers are true, well, here are the quote-unquote real numbers from Ortex. Short interest of free float, 9.47%, $129.24 million worth of short positions in AMC stock. Days to cover, 0.78, 18.73 million shares that are currently sold short, 16.08 million shares that are currently out on loan, cost to borrow 1.45%, utilization of 37.55%, short score of 57.15 out of 100. Not all too impressive. If you believe these numbers again, it's hard to say a short squeeze would be caused with these numbers. 10% short interest is only considered high, right? It's not like extreme. It's not, it's just high. You have the cost bar average 1.74%, cost bar max 1.04%, and cost bar max 7.26%. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at what's happening here to the broader market. Now, if you look here, the NASDAQ is up about a quarter. Russell 2000 is down almost a half of 1%. S&P's pretty much flat on the day today, and the Dow is down almost a quarter. The VIX is up about 2.65%. So it's really a day of hit or miss, right? Some stocks are doing well, some stocks are not doing well. Today's Black Monday, so we're going to get a lot more numbers from the consumer and how Black Monday is going. We did get good news over this weekend, though, that shopping for Black Friday was up about 5%, 5.5% or so, this year compared to last year's numbers. So that was a little bit of good news. We're expecting overall sales to be up 3 to 4%. For 3 to 4% year over year for the entire, outlook for this holiday shopping season. That would be great news, right? We want to see the economy hold up. Now, we did get some data today, and we'll get to that here in just a few. Now, for the option activity today with AMC Stock, the interesting flow sentiment has one order totaling $29,500. On the call side, volume of 73.67% calls, 26.33% puts, open interest of 65.78%, open interest on the put side of 34.22%. And the one trade coming through from hedge funds and institutions came in about 12 minutes after market open today. Yikes. Okay, well, I messed that up. Let's go ahead and go back to it. Came in about 12 minutes after market open. It was a December 29th 650 put worth $29,590. They bought 485 of them for 61 cents a piece. So just one trade. Overall, retail looks pretty bullish here today. Like I said, volume almost 75% to the call side and almost 26% or so to the put side. So that is looking good, the overall numbers here. Let's take a look at these Stonko tracker data. Let's see if these numbers have updated. And there we have it. You have 2,000 calls currently in the money, about 66,500 calls out the money, 13,602 puts in the money, and 22,041 puts that are out of the money. So about a 3-to-1 ratio here for call activity compared to put activity. That could give you an upside bias at some point this week. I think overall, you're probably due for a bounce here with AMC stock. I think that's no surprise considering the RSI is at 32.33. You're on the oversold side, and AMC stock has basically been falling almost every single day for a while now. You did hit the low back here about 4 trading days ago at $6.52 per share, but you're still at $6.78 per share. So you're really not too far, you're really not too far off of that. If you cannot retake above $7 per share, that's where you have a little bit more of a problem. That's where you could fall to as low as $5, even break into the $4 range would be possible. Now, I think this great shift of capital is going to take a while, and it's probably going to happen slowly. And this great shift of capital is going to make its way into stocks that benefit from rates going lower, either directly or indirectly, and have businesses that are improving. I think AMC fits that category of businesses that are improving. It's a well-known name, right? So I think AMC will have some kind of benefit from this great shift of capital. This money from going from treasuries, money market funds, bank accounts on the sidelines and cash, going back into stocks. It's going to be going into stocks that are interest rate sensitive that will benefit from rates going down in 2024. And I think AMC, while it's not the biggest beneficiary of that, it's not the best place people could put their money, it still should see a benefit because it is a company that has been improving. The biggest thing we have going against us is Adam Aaron and the management with AMC. And that's unfortunate. There's not a whole lot we can do about that. And if we do go to $5 per share, it's Adam Aron's fault. It's the management's fault. And I think already at this point, considering we went from $11.43 down to $6.52 on this latest round of dilution, Adam Aron gets it now. You can't dilute shareholders again. You just can't do it until AMC is much, much higher than where it is today, or where it was at $11 per share, or the stock could potentially go into penny stock territory. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but that is possible when your CEO is off the rails and continues to dilute shareholders when it's absolutely not necessary nor beneficial to shareholder value. TLT is up 1.27% today, suggesting long-term interest rates, bond yields are falling today. That is great news. USO is down another 1.64%. Just seems like day after day continues to fall. That's good news to a certain extent if you see oil continuing to fall and really starting to break into new lows. You could make an argument that some of that has to do with maybe the economy weakening. Oil tends to be very sensitive to the economy itself. Now, DXY, this is the ETF for the dollar. That is flat on the day. The dollar has fallen a lot recently. You want to see that continue, even for AMC, which is a multinational company that does business in euros. It does business in, Chinese currencies, all kinds of different currencies. You want to see the dollar fall, because when AMC or other businesses take in that currency and convert it to dollars, the lower this chart is, the lower the dollar is, the more dollars you will get, right? That's why this chart, you can see in 2022, it was up so much. And look, what did stocks do? Well, they fell a lot in 2022. So important to keep that in mind. Gold is a little bit strange, up another almost 0.5% today, considering the Middle East crisis was why gold started to rally in the first place back here in October, around October 7th, when that event did happen. It's weird gold's not going down, so kind of strange. We'll definitely have to watch that one closely. Nonetheless, for AMC stock, hopefully we start to actually catch to some degree a bounce here and can actually make our way higher into the end of the day. That would be a very good sign. Overall, you want to get above $7 per share before you get bullish. And really right now, if you don't get above 7, then it's not bullish. It doesn't look good for AMC. You could fall to $5 per share pretty easily. So that's going to do it for this video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.